To our first episode for this podcast / video, whatever you guys see on screen. Speaking of whatever artwork you're seeing of the bar, I do have some really quick shout outs to Christian Mason. Check out his VGen account. He does a lot of like backgrounds and he was really nice to like give me a slot. So huge shout out to Mason, and then another huge shout out to Jason from Sin City Bartender. He's the one who gave me the recipe for today's drink. So a lot of the drinks that we're going to be drinking on this podcast is going to be related to some sort of anime that we're talking about. Most of the time it's going to be One Piece, but it might also not be. I want to leave that door open as well. Before we move even forward, speaking of the One Piece, you guys are totally can get started on your Luffy drink that I made for you.
What's in this?
So what is in it from Sin City? I will post a picture of what I've made. It looks nothing like what you made, I apologize, but the recipe is the same. There is strawberries and lychee muddled on the bottom with Peychaud bitters, pineapple gummy bear vodka, or like rum. So I soaked vodka in pineapple gummy bears for a little bit. And then the drink, Ocean Bond, I guess they had like a One Piece exclusive thing where each character had their thing. That's the Luffy drink.
That's really cool.
So yeah, that's the flavor of yogurt.
Good on the bartender.
It's very good.
Nah, shout out Luffy. You taste good.
Yeah, thank you, Jason, for giving me permission to use your recipe. And you said to send you a link, so I really do hope you enjoyed this episode. I did you justice. But it doesn't look as pretty, I feel like, as your video, but I tried my best. It'll get better.
I think it looks pretty accurate.
So my name is Josh, and then...
My name is Nelson.
My name is Sobin.
My name's Amro.
My name's Alicia.
And Alicia and Amro, we have not heard your voices before on this channel.
Escape room experts.
Yeah.
So I've known Josh and Sobin and Nelson since high school, and Amro is my husband.
You've known me since elementary school.
That is true.
And Amro, when did we first meet? Like 3 years ago? It was like
so.
2020, right?
2021 maybe?
I think so. Something around that
Oh, yeah,
time.
definitely.
It's definitely been a
What was
minute.
the first hangout?
I think the first hangout was just hanging out at your place.
Yeah, I think we just went to your house. Did we play Monopoly? I think we played
We
Monopoly.
did play Monopoly. We did play.
yeah.
We also played a Minecraft board game.
That had to been 2022.
No, the Stardew Valley board.
Stardew Valley.
That was
Yeah.
I like that.
But just to make this relevant, Alicia and Amro, you have not watched a single episode of One Piece, like the anime.
The anime? Nope.
I've seen some movies, but I have not watched a single full episode, I think.
Out of order, for sure.
So bear with us while we briefly talk about like some things that's going on right now. So anime hiatus, so not coming back till April 2025. It's like the biggest hiatus we had in a really long time.
At least for either the manga or the anime, because it's like, I guess he said he was just like helping with the live action and stuff like that, and
I mean, the manga and the anime, I feel like are so close now.
Yeah, they're getting, because they're adapting each episode. Like the pacing's much better, but that also means like they're catching up faster. So it's like, okay, instead of like doing fillers, we'll just like remake, which is like another thing. They're remastering like Fishman Island, so they're just gonna use that, which is honestly
I'm pretty excited for
prefer that,
Fishman.
especially with the way they're remastering it. They're redoing this, not redoing, but they're adding more soundtrack, adding the new sound effects, I guess we're getting, and then like new visual effects, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, impact. Because when I was reading the chapters, that's just 1 or 2 frames, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, the whole
Yeah.
episode dedicated to it, I was kind of like, I like what they did, don't get me wrong, but I was also kind of like,
What did I get shown?
it took a little too long, I'm not gonna lie.
I think anyone who's familiar with the One Piece anime was kind of expecting this,
Yeah.
That's true.
We knew they were gonna embellish it a little bit.
They do.
I mean, it looked amazing, don't get me wrong.
They always want to like do an emotional build-up, and like in some cases it definitely works. Like back in Wano when Ashura Doji, when he died in the manga, it was like two pages. It was
I didn't
like
even realize he died.
Yeah, right. You forgot he died until the very end. But then in the anime, they made it more. They put music, more scenes. Like, okay, that's cool. That's better. I like that.
That's true. Also for like Izo's moment too, because like that was also like I wasn't sure if he was dead or not, and then they gave him like I feel like a much cooler send off in the anime.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, honestly, I think the anime looks obviously like looks cooler than the manga, but I feel like with some of the important scenes, they provide a little bit more clarity than the manga sometimes. We can't have a One Piece podcast and not power scale.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so back to
Sorry.
Honesty Impact. I just want to see where y'all heads is at. Where do y'all scale Kobe after Honesty
I've
Impact?
seen your TikTok
Because
comment.
I've seen people with some atrocious opinions on this. I've seen someone say he's stronger than Zoro now.
No.
I've seen someone say he's the next Garp, which he might very well be, just not yet.
Yeah.
I've seen someone
said,
say he's stronger than every Straw Hat except for Luffy, and that blew my rocker, bro.
I think the one that I saw that I was kind of like, nah, I don't know, was like someone said he's admiral level, and I'm like, I don't think so.
Fuck no, bro.
Like, there's no way he's there yet.
After punching something really hard, nigga, Luffy was doing that shit pre-time
Because
skip.
if you're saying he's admiral level, then you can calmly say, yeah, he could have fought Aokiji in that moment. And
No, thank you.
Yeah, right?
100%.
There's no fucking way.
And he didn't even break the arm by himself. He caught the oop from Garp. I love Kobe as much as the next guy.
Literally.
But let's get serious. What are we talking about?
I'm so sorry. I like just brought the spotlight to Alicia and Amber. Like, you took it back. I mean, welcome to the One Piece fan base.
Yeah.
We will literally interject just to power skill if we need to.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it in there.
It's the toxicity of the fan base for
But, like,
sure.
there's no way he could have, like, because he can't hang after that. It's literally the, like, episode 2 or 3 of Deku in My Hero Academia where he did the one punch and he's like,
And he blew up
fuck.
his arm?
He's like,
Yeah.
fuck. Like, because
That's what I was confused. Like, he's out, right? Like,
because he literally took all of his strength to do that shit.
I'll put him like Vice Admiral, real Admiral level.
Yeah,
Or like
like-
Yonko. I'll put him like Yonko 3 Commander Max.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting him anything higher than that,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
It's like we're speaking a whole different language to y'all.
I like that every tier has a name that you.
Yeah, no, it does.
I mean, like, we did not talk about the fan letter episode yet.
That's what beautiful.
I cried so hard, I think, throughout the whole fan letter, and I don't think I felt like that for One Piece in a while.
In my life.
I mean, shout out to the directors. I forgot which episodes they did too.
Megumi Ishitani.
One Piece 10-15 and the fan letter, different, man.
And not just gas, but also me go, oh, like, you know, just that, like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
fine.
cool. Like,
Also, Emerald, you can see.
Yes, I do want to watch One Piece, but ever since I heard that they might be reanimating it,
I don't
cutting-
mind.
yes,
They will.
by Wit
cutting the
Studio.
filler. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, that's my cue to watch that, so that I don't have to watch 100.
Thousand.
It's like
Thousand.
And honestly, I think that's like really valid, just because it's like one, they're reanimating it. I've seen like the concept art and everything too. I think it looks great. And I think it's like the one thing about One Piece that everyone, like every person from the outside looking in, is like, it's way too long. It's like, well, now we're giving you an option to not have to watch as many episodes, so you should be good. So it's like now people who have been complaining or like think it's overwhelming with the amount of episodes, it's like, well, here's your option. We're giving it to officially, not just like one pace where they take out like the filler and stuff. Like, here's an official kind of version of it.
Not just like those like reaction shots that stay for like 5 seconds on each like character.
I was just Rosa.
I really want them to include I think it's called the what is the base called right after Skypiea?
Oh, G5? Or was it G5 or GT or something like that?
G5 is Smoker's Crew.
Smoker's Crew.
G8
The
is
Condoriano filler. I already know what you're talking about.
Condoriano.
I think that's the best
Condi
filler
Oriana.
ever, like hands down.
It's so
That or it's probably not the best filler ever, but I kind of like it. I think it's pre-time skip where they go through like this mist.
Oh
And
yeah,
they,
yeah, the rainbow mist.
Yeah, the rainbow mist. That was a pretty cool filler.
I never watched it because at least for for One Piece anime, I didn't really watch it from the beginning. I read from the beginning, and then like I think starting from a little past, what was past was it? It was Whole Cake is when I started watching it.
That makes sense.
I think that's when they stopped doing filler arcs after every arc.
I was recently looking at the Dragon Ball Super, and I think that needs also some like a Dragon Ball Kai version of it, because it was so much filler. Each episode would have like 10 minutes of just faces.
I've heard
Aren't
that's
they
the
doing that
biggest
with
thing.
what's Dragon Ball Daimyo that just came out? What's that about?
That was perfect. So
Okay,
far.
is that a super remake or is that its own story?
No, that's its own story between Z and Super,
Oh, okay.
and it's canon supposedly. So
It's
So
the
it's
last thing
It's
he
what
worked on,
GT
right?
was supposed to
it
be.
was the last thing Toriyama worked
Okay.
on, and he put like all his passion into it supposedly.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the animation is like movie quality.
Yeah, I've seen
I've
some
seen
pictures.
some. It looks great. One more point I wanted to come across. We're done with the anime. Let's talk about the manga. So moving a little bit forward, 11:26 to 11:31. I'll do like the quick like lightning round of bullet points that will happen in between. Blackbeard has Garp now and Pudding.
Yeah.
Caribou is on Pirate Island, so he's gonna go meet Blackbeard pretty soon.
Yeah.
Bartholomew blew up after meeting Shanks, and Yasop.
Yasop is insane.
Yasop's a bitch.
Yasop
I mean,
is
he's
insane.
actually not a bitch because like
I think he's a psychopath.
Not all of them look like psychopaths now.
I love the memes of like, it's like if there's any chance of you leaking my my location to my son, I'm killing you.
They arrived at the Blockland. There's a sun god. New giant pirate crew returns. Dory and Bragi got their bounties.
Yeah.
Billy each.
1 billion. Yeah.
Pair of Billy.
And then we got some new characters, Gerd and Goldberg, the two giants that we saw. And then the last thing is Luffy finally meets Loki.
Yeah.
Which we've heard from Loki since Whole Cake. That's like 2 arcs ago.
Loki's
No,
character
no,
design is
Oh no, Thriller Bar.
Thriller Bar.
fire, bro.
Thriller Bar.
Which is like that's pre-time skip.
Fuck yeah, and I love. All
Was Loki's name dropped in Thriller Bark?
It was Lola was supposed to marry her. I had to
But
like
do they name drop it in
Yeah,
Thriller
Yeah,
Bark?
because
okay.
I was supposed to marry the Prince of the Giant, Prince Loki, and then banished.
Daddy.
I remembered. I realized that like I've been seeing clips of the arc again, and I love just a little side note like how it's so focused on family, and I forget like it's all about like found family from the beginning. Like it's like Sanji, he meets his real family, but they're not really family to him. Like his found family was Zeph and stuff like that, and then even if not just that, but there's the Straw Hats. His family is also the Straw Hats, and then you have Chiffon and Beige. Chiffon's family, Big Mom Pirates. They don't fuck with her like that, but she found a new family with Beige, and then it's like all this crazy stuff, and I love it. Not like
Seawater
that,
thicker than blood.
yeah, like stuff like that.
Do you have any guesses on what Loki's fruit might be?
Dude,
I've been gassing up this fruit like crazy.
I've been trying to think about this for so long.
What did he? He had to kill his like lineage to get it.
Well, yeah. So
Killed his dad, right?
He killed it because it's implied that his dad had the fruit, and he had to kill his dad so that he can eat the fruit. Because it said it's passed down through like the royal bloodline or whatever, and it took all of the warrior giants. I'm pretty sure it says, like, not exaggerating, all of the warrior giants to stop him. I was like, holy shit! It's either the fruit is that strong or he's just that strong.
My question is, what is with all these sun gods?
Yeah.
So like we have Nika the sun god, we have the sun god that like trapped us in the Block Island, and then now Loki is calling himself the sun god.
Yeah, at the very least for Roto, the one that like the one with the big skull, he's just a nerd.
I'm pretty sure that's all I have for like all One Piece news stuff.
Yeah.
And then just because this is also very close to Halloween, and I wanted to make this like a big meaty first premiere. I like thought it would be really cool, everyone here, if we all did an escape room together. So one more shout out to Escape Room Era or Escape Room Anaheim. They were very kind to like give us like the footage and let me film and do like a bunch of other stuff as well. Huge shout out to Aiden, Deepak, and Gisele. Those were the kind employees that helped us out during our game session. So just wanted to help you get your commission. So yeah, from beginning, what were you guys' thoughts
Dark.
on the escape
Dude,
room?
it was a really fun escape room. Terrifying, but I think that was the point of it. So I think it did what it was trying to do. I give it a 10 out of 10.
This is our Subin, Nelson, and myself. This is our second one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the first one at all.
Because we brute forced all of them. I don't think we listened to a single instruction.
The one thing I really remembered was the lady after. He's like, that was one of the most entertaining escape room things I've watched.
I mean, it's because of that comment that made me think, I'm like, oh, we can make content out of that. Like, it was because of what she said. Alicia and Amra, I know you guys have like a couple or few escape rooms under your belt.
Definitely more than 10. I think.
Definitely.
They're holy.
It's in the double digits.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all really do this. I
mean,
was right when I called y'all
There
experts.
was a day where we did 2 back to back,
Oh, that's fire.
and it was like a sudden decision because like we did one.
Our friend
it
was
shit.
very disappointed in it. And he
Yeah.
was like, I'm mad. Let's go do another one. And he literally just pulled one up on his phone.
While driving, he
Yeah.
booked one on his phone, and we did another one right after.
I mean, was he disappointed because it was like too easy or because it
was-
sucked?
It was too easy. Not
Yeah.
much effort in the puzzles.
Gotcha.
Damn. He was really looking for a challenge.
If you go to like Disneyland a lot, you like get on the broken rides or whatever. I feel like if you do escape rooms a lot, you end up with like, I guess, the broken ones. We went into one. I do not remember the name of it, but like we went in, it started or whatever. We're like, why are we so confused? Like we have all of these clues, all of these answers or whatever. Everything was unlocked, and we're like, what's going on or whatever. And then like behind the scenes, the escape room host was panicking because they didn't like. I think they tripped the signal or whatever, so like everything was unlocked prematurely, and we were trying to like at least try to like this says exit key, like this looks like the last thing we're supposed to find, but we have all these puzzles we didn't solve, so we're just gonna hold on to this.
So out of all your guys' like escape room, what would you compare? The one we chose, the theme was called the Hide. So what did you guys think of the Hide?
After doing that many, it was definitely a newer experience. The puzzles were not like the cool part of it because they're just basic. Here's a key, here's a lock, find the code.
Yeah.
But the theme of it is what really carried it.
They tied it all together really well.
Yes, and the scare factor is like, it's just the mystery. You don't know what's coming. The walkie-talkie with it is very smart, and it does entertain you more like outside of the whole puzzle thing. And it's just like a bonus.
I agree.
Yeah, it was incredibly immersive.
Thank you for helping us. We'll keep watch outside. Let us know if you need anything. You can begin now.
For an escape room.
Yes.
Also, to be fair, out of all of the escape rooms we've done very few that are actually meant to like scare you. Like we've done horror themed, but it's more so like the environment is like unsettling or whatever, no really jump scares. And then I think for 2 with actual like horror actors, I think like we've done like 2 or 3 maybe. So for scares, we've had the opportunity also in the past to like speak to the people hosting, because like we've done like late night bookings where like we're the last people, so like we can kind of like have very brief like sentences passed on or whatever. And I remember hearing someone like for the scary rooms, they're like, it's very difficult to make puzzles because because you're timed, it's dark, and you're stressed out because of whatever the scare factor is. So like they have to like almost simplify them in a way for you to be able to get it in time, like with all of those circumstances and stuff. Especially if you're doing one where you're like constantly getting chased or something, I guess.
Is there one that you did where like you guys were getting chased simultaneously?
So we've heard from a friend who like did one where it was like essentially like hide and seek with the killer like constantly there. So like he was blind, but he could hear you and like feel you. So they were basically like, from what we were told, they had to like tiptoe around the monster or the killer or whatever, and like try not to bump into him or make too much noise, otherwise he would like come after them kind of deal. So as for scare actors in the room, I do think that the hide is like a very good limit for me because of the interactions. You're still behind like a closed door, so like I feel like that's fine. I don't want the feeling of like getting touched or anything, or standing face to face with the scare actor.
It kind of reminds me of what's that? I haven't seen the movie. I heard it's really good. Don't Breathe. Where it's like the old man who's blind.
Yes, that movie was amazing. Oh my gosh. That actually came out a while ago though, but yes, that movie was so good.
So that kind of reminds me of like that kind of thing. If I had to compare our like game, to me, literally a lot of the times in my head, I was like, this is just like Outlast, like the first game, where like you have a camcorder and you have to hide in closets and stuff, so you kind of get like very similar angles too. I mean, you can see Sobin being scared. Like, there's one part where like Sobin obviously has to go down the hallway to check something, and Sobin goes, and I'm like, Sobin, I think you're gonna have to step up. And he just goes, okay.
No, I don't want to. I just don't like scary games like that.
Alright, so what is the lock on this?
Say what?
There's a room to the right. Do you see there's a hand on the wall? I
Yeah.
can't really shine the light directly on it. What number is the hand making? Can you tell?
You're gonna have to step closer, buddy. Hey, come with me.
Alright, I'll come with you. I'll come
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I'll be with you. I'm right behind you.
I'm gonna piss my pants. Someone scare me. I swear to God. What does that say?
I can't read it. It's still
It's flipping me out, bro.
Scary games, like
I'm surprised you agreed, to be honest. You could have said no, and I would have been like, yeah.
I didn't. When you told me it was like a horror thing, like a horror escape room, I thought it was like, well, you guys are like horror themed, but I didn't expect like, oh yeah, there's a guy that like during the first hide, like you guys gotta hide, I'm like, It's like one for like me and Nelson are like in the very back of that little closet that we were put in, and two, I was just like, this is fucking scary. Because the rest of the time I was like, when's the next time that she's gonna? Because there's no way they just do it once.
Yeah.
I was waiting for her to do it again, and in the video, if you watch it, the moment she says, "You guys hide," I opened the door immediately and just run to the back of like the little closet. It was immediate. I was like, her yelling was me. Like, okay, nope, I'm gone. Just, no more. No, thank you.
Every movie trope taught me, hey, maybe we shouldn't let this one person like stick his head in a hole.
Is that? Bro, there's like bodies in there, bro.
How many?
There's a bed.
Just out here sticking
There's
your
a
head
bed.
in, bro.
There's a fucking.
Yeah.
But
He was the bravest.
And also, we're really good at running and hiding if we need to. Like, we could do it instantly if we need to.
I don't play about demons, bro.
Yeah,
Hell
that was crazy. That was crazy. I still remember like how slow I reacted to like the taser and everything. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck is that? Are they like shooting something at us? And then I realized like, oh, that's the taser they talked about earlier.
Yeah, it's clever that they like brought that up as like a security measure, which I'm sure was a security measure for actors, but they also like use it as a prop.
Oh my god.
I mean, the first thought, I was talking to Alicia on my way here. I was like, my first thought was, oh my god, we were late and they're punishing us. Like, they're gonna just tase us because they want to.
They're gonna fuck with us.
Yeah.
They're gonna go extra hard just because we were 15 minutes late.
Oh my god.
But they were very nice to like move us along with like their hints and stuff.
I'm still very happy that we were able to finish it despite being late.
It was nice. It was cool.
My favorite puzzle, there's probably a couple favorite. I like the pentagram one. That was probably my favorite.
You saw that shit
I
fast.
saw the change.
You saw it immediately.
I saw
like-
the pentagram. I'm like, this is connected. This is.
I liked the pictures on the wall.
Yeah,
I
Like,
love
guess
that.
the
That was a
number.
good
That
one.
was really cool. And a little
Because I
brand
noticed
teaser.
the numbers on the wall. I was like, oh, does it have to do with the clock or something? And then like you read the story and then it all supposed to add up.
If you could choose like an escape room anime theme, like which anime would you pull from?
Attack on Titan.
That's so horrifying.
Exactly.
It's not an anime, but I would like a Professor Layton, like inspired escape room would be fucking sick. I feel like,
Or Detective Conan.
oh, we got one
that
extra.
one would be the most like
Detective Conan would be.
Yeah, definitely.
for an escape room. That's not that doesn't force. That's not gonna force it at all, right? They can give you like the watch and stuff to use for
Yeah.
That'd be pretty
That'd be
cool.
actually
the
really
glasses.
sick.
You
Yeah.
just find them and use them.
I will say it probably being based on like a source material or like an anime would probably make it more interesting because I feel like a lot of the ones that are just solely detective themes have been very like they've missed a lot
So
of the time.
underwhelming.
They're very underwhelming. Sometimes this one was generous. Like in the booking, it said like 75 minutes.
Hour 15.
But yeah,
There's one time travel, very high production quality one we did. That was 2 hours.
is that
It
the
was
elevator
crazy.
one?
As soon as you go into the lobby and you tell them about your appointment, it starts.
Oh, no, I know what you're
That's
talking
it.
about.
The person who's talking to you is in character already,
God dang it.
and
The
he's
intro is
like,
great.
"All right, you guys just sit on the couch. I'll be right back." He leaves. There's a phone booth, and the phone starts ringing, and we just stared at him like, "Is that for us?" Or
Like Amro, go.
I don't know
pick
if it
up.
started or not. Just
Yeah.
like go pick it up and it's him, and I'm talking to him, and then while he's talking, he comes back, and I'm still talking to him.
Like he's responding on the phone.
And at one point, I think they switched to a recording of him, and then he starts talking to himself and responding to himself, and he's in the past or like in the future.
What the
That's a
heck?
whole time travel.
That would have
agency.
mind fucked
Yeah, I would
me.
have been tripping. I would have.
Holy
I actually,
It was sick.
right at that moment, I would not have understood anything for the rest of this
I
game.
think just remember, like, guys,
Shit.
I think I just gotta go home. Like, I don't think I can go. Like, I think there's something up with me.
You're like,
That
yeah,
was-
it's a little bit above my grade.
On the phone, he's going, "Wait, I hear myself. Is that me?" I'm like, "I think so." I'm like, put me on the phone. Put me on the phone. So I give it to him, and he starts talking, and like. After he's done, he gives us the mission and he takes us to a time machine and we go back to a house in the past that we have to solve. And it was very big.
A very good escape room for like either a larger group or like a double date kind of thing
Yes.
because it splits you up into 2 separate rooms.
You guys won't be able to see on the video, but the last bit where we run so fast and in so much panic that we like slam into the front door where we're supposed to run out of. and all of our weight is on it, and we couldn't open it. We're just pushed against it, like.
Intense.
You guys were like crushing me against the door. I'm like, guys, we have to open it.
We wanted to just smash through it rather than open it, and then when we realized that, like, oh, we're all just like pushing it closed. We should open it. We just
That was the indicator. I was like, no, we would all die. If
Yes.
this is a real situation.
Yeah.
It wasn't locked. It wasn't anything, and we still couldn't run.
I think this is why emergency doors in like different buildings, they're all like that push thing.
Yes.
That, like, oh, if you push it, an
Yeah.
alarm will sound kind of thing. Like it's meant to like if there's just like a
People
mass
running.
of people panicking, the door will just get shoved open.
Oh.
That was not the case here.
Yeah, that's not the case, and we just stuck to the glued
It
ourselves
was
to
a
the door.
pull door.
I feel like next time they should just make it a push door for easy escape.
I mean, for sure. I mean, it's crazy.
Just run into it.
When we were talking with the person that was helping us out with everything, I think Giselle. It's crazy that she was like, "Oh, you should check out our new location. They'll drag you around and like they'll even tase you." And I was like, "Holy shit, what?" I mean, would you do it if I paid for this one as well?
I don't think so. I would have to pass.
I would pass too.
I don't know.
What if I did it as a punishment? If we did some sort of challenge and like the losers have to do this extra
Fucking
challenge?
practical Joker shit. Just
Hell,
like,
fucking yeah.
I'm okay with being grabbed and shit and like
I think they-
quote-unquote killed.
It was
but,
literally
like,
the moment she said
the
tase
tase.
that I literally was like, I'm good.
Because each person experiences a taser differently.
Yeah.
That's so much. You know, some people will not even like flinch. You know, but
Yeah, I'm not getting fucking tased for escape room.
yeah, I'm not having tased. You know what escape room you guys have to do? It's called the hex room.
Oh yes.
And there's no excuse because everybody gets thrown into a room by themselves. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
6 small rooms.
And then one room in the middle. I think.
No
How many
watching.
players?
I think it's
4 to
7 or 6.
That's a lot.
Because there's a bunch of
can
other
manage
rooms
that.
and then there's
We did
one
that
person in the
together.
middle.
Well, I meant like for like isolating. That's like kind of crazy.
No, it's very high production,
Yeah.
and there is no like relying on others to do the scary part because each one is different, and each
Everyone-
one you have to do the scary shit.
Everyone has their own challenge to
I was in
overcome.
one where every like I think 2 minutes the lights start flickering, and I was like nervous
So-
as shit. I started doing the Wonder Woman pose because I heard that gives you adrenaline. I'm like, okay, bravery.
I just love that.
And there was a bookshelf to my left, and I thought that was a scary part. Then there was a bookshelf to my left, and once I did some puzzles, it opened up. I open it. It's a sacrifice room, no light, and I had to go all the way in to close the door so I can get my next clue.
Oh,
I
fuck.
was scared shitless.
How long did it take you guys to finish that one?
That was about an hour.
We
We've
did beat
barely
it, but
finished.
yeah.
An hour by myself.
And it has
No.
almost like an achievement kind of thing because you could beat the room, but each individual room has like their own little like extra puzzle where you get like I think like a medal. So if you leave the room with it, then like you won for your character kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it says online it's 5 to 10 participants, so 5 minimum.
5 minutes.
And it's so we recently watched The Cabin in the Woods, or me for the first time.
Yeah,
Great movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I heard that there was like a twist in it. I enjoyed the twist. I love like SCP Foundation kind of stuff, so that kind of reminded me of that. But the whole thing where there's like the whore, the jock, the scholar, the virgin, or whatever,
Yeah.
the fool.
Yeah.
This is essentially that. So each room. I think they give you like a quiz maybe online, like a personality
Yes.
test, so that they'll sort you into which room you are for your party.
We're all
So
nerds.
I think I got the nerd, Amro got the virgin, and then my sister got I think the party girl or like the high school
Okay.
cheerleader or whatever, and then her boyfriend the jock. There was like a rebel, I think might have been the last room, and then there's one person in the middle who basically is like literally the middleman because some people need things that are in the other room and you can only interact with that person in the middle to
Yeah, there's like
pass
a
stuff
veil
along.
slit in the doors
Uh-huh.
of the rooms you're in, and you
A
have to
little
pass
mailbox.
things through it.
Oh.
So-
And that's someone that like is that just like an employee or
No,
they,
that's
No,
part of the
a
party.
player.
Oh, I wonder how-
Take it from one to the next.
I wonder how their role is. Do they just sit in
You
there
just-
until like they see a hand pop out the slot?
You need to be
Alright.
very good at communicating. Some doors you can see the player, some doors I don't think you can.
Yeah.
But it's the person in the middle is basically like I would say they're the leader. They need to like have really good communication. Like if someone needs something, you need to convey that to everyone else, and if they have it in their room, they need to pass it along. Kind of
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So a lot of the scary rooms are definitely gonna have a different experience based on how good the actor is.
Yes.
And the one that had like a really scary actress was the room that's like a prequel to one called Zoe. And nothing really scares you in that one until the end, because like she's in a like you take her out from hiding and you put her in like this jail cell, and and she's constantly like begging you, like, please don't hurt me or whatever. But
Please
you
let me
are
out.
like secretly trying to like
You have to like put someone in a cell.
yes.
You basically
Guide
like,
her.
you're
I
told
see.
like the only way out is to basically like offer,
Sacrifice her.
basically.
And
And she's acting and she's
Yes.
like, please don't do it. Like she is full on crying and everything and like screaming and you're like, oh gosh.
and here's the scary part. Like at the end, the last thing we're supposed to do is make the decision, sacrifice or not. And to win, I think either will make you win, but you're like, fuck it, sacrifice. I think that's what we're supposed to do. And you do that, and you hear a thwomp behind you, and she's on the floor unconscious, and there's something next to her that fell. And we have to leave the room to do something else. We do something else, we come back, she's alive now, but she looks like the girl from The Ring, and the door is open. And she just starts running. Immediately,
Like
we all start
sprinting.
running away. We go into like, we have to close a door that's like a heavy door. And we close it, and you just see her behind you, barefoot, running across the hallway, just chasing you.
Like she'll be like
And
flinging
you hear her
herself
close
against
door.
the walls.
Yes,
It's-
she
yeah.
was very scary.
Yes.
For her.
I would have been so fast to kick her. Like just out of not out of be mean, just like reaction, you know.
And the lights just like eerie neon, like that you just hear the scary
Very
music and the
immersive.
footsteps. I mean, just like pop, 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 you just start running.
Alright, so out of 10, what would you rate this experience? Because I guess for me, I would just rate it a 9 out of 10 just because it's 1 out of 2 experience that I've experienced.
I'd say 7 to 8.
Okay, that's pretty
That's
good.
pretty
match
good.
that.
Yeah, like it's linear. There's no confusion because confusion is a big problem with some escape rooms. Like, which do I do first? Because they will just throw all of them at you, and you don't know which you're supposed to do first. But this one was very linear,
Right.
like straightforward. It's just the scariness is what holds you back.
Yeah.
I guess there's that balance of like you want to make it straightforward without making it too easy, but like
Yes.
you want to give it some that open, I guess lack of a better term, like open-endedness, so then they can try to figure it out without being like almost like handheld to each and every
Yeah.
like next clue or something like
We
that.
definitely did not just like lose time confused.
Yeah.
There was none of that. We were doing things back to back, just slowly because we're scared.
Yeah, and I think it was like we took our time to be like that was so scary, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I feel like we like moved pretty quickly to the next thing.
I think a good one is a little hard. Sorry for interrupting. A good one
Good.
is like hard to do but doable. And
Yes.
if it takes like 40 minutes, that's a good one. Minimum 40 minutes. Because if you do it too quick, it's not satisfying. You still have like that rush, like you're waiting to be entertained.
There have been moments where I've had to like step up and go into like the spooky room by myself or whatever, and because I'm aware that they have cameras and stuff, I don't know if they can also record audio or whatever. But whenever I have to do these segments alone, it's just monologuing constantly. Like it would be so much more funny if you scared everyone else or whatever. Like please don't scare me. Like I scare really easily or whatever. I'm very anxious right now. Please don't or whatever. Like I'm just constantly like trying to convince whoever's watching as if like I could be like please don't do it.
I feel like you do kind of like entertain the actors too in a way.
Yeah.
Like as a participant. I don't know if you guys remember like the first time we did it. Like we were acting so stupid in the lobby. We kept like looking around, and the person at reception was, "It hasn't started," and we're like, "Oh, okay."
That was fun, though.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing else to add. Any other last words about One Piece or the escape room? Alright. Well, I do kind of want to do this again. I mean, hopefully next time we'll get into it. Like, I don't know, we'll dress
Oh
up.
yeah,
or
we'll for sure
something.
have episode
Yeah.
2.
Yeah,
We're
100%.
not gonna leave y'all just with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for watching or actually listening.
Yeah.
I really, really hope I get to do this again.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
We're down.